Thanks for joining us on the show. Don't forget to check out Locked On College Football, Locked On College Basketball for your second and third listen every day. All right, where do some of the KU players rank through the first three games, which, probably not the best exercise through three games. A lot of teams have played an FCS team. Some of them haven't. Like, schedules are very incongruent at this point in time. But where do the KU players rank among their position in the Big 12? Let's start with quarterback. Jalen Daniels is fifth. Baron Morton, Noah Fafita, Brendan Sorsby, Rocco Beck, then Jalen in at number 5. I don't always love using the PFF grade I think we have so many tools for evaluating quarterbacks. PFF grade isn't necessarily, I like using it mainly for, offensive line, corner. Like, those are positions that I think are a little bit harder to judge. But still, that puts him in the top 5. So that's good to see. Running back, Daniel Highshaw is 12th among 30 qualified running backs there. And, that makes a little bit of sense after the Missouri game. Like, it feels like there hasn't been enough there. We were expecting maybe a huge season from Highshaw coming into the year. It just hasn't fully clicked yet. There's been some good highlights here and there, but we'll see if he can start to kind of put it together after this Missouri game, or do we see more of LaShawn Williams kind of moving forward as he kind of continues to move past the injury and now has the bye week to heal up a little bit more. Receiver, 45 qualified, Manuel Henderson 6th. Even after that big drop against Missouri, he's had a great start to the season. Cam Pickett is not qualified. Then you have Levi Wentz at 26th, so kind of middle of the pack there. Keaton Kubeka is 38th, so some growing pains going on for him in really his first year of playing extensively at wide receiver. At tight end, Deshaun Hanukkah, top-ranked tight end in the Big 12 right now, according to Pro Football Focus for qualified players. But overall, tight end, we had some questions about the tight end group for KU. This has been the surprise group so far with how good it's been. Hanukkah, number 1. Bowden Groen is number 9. Carson Brune is number 15. Leighton Cure is number 16. That means there's 32 qualified tight ends in the Big 12. All 4 of KU's tight ends that they're playing right now are top half tight ends in the Big 12. And if you view it as, okay, there's 16 teams in the Big 12, theoretically you want one in the top 16 and you want another in the top 32, ideally in the top 8 and the top 24 to say, okay, our first string is top half in the Big 12 among first strings. Our second string is among top half in the second string. No, Kansas just has 4 of the top 16. That is an incredible start for that tight end group for KU. Offensive line, some surprises, some good ones. Kobe Baines is the number 1 guard in the Big 12 right now for KU. Tavaki Tuikolovatu is 3rd, though he hasn't been playing as much of the 1 reps as maybe some other guys, so maybe that helps you there if you're not playing as much against Missouri. Amir Herring is 12th of 33. So even though that's been a position of rotation with Tuikolovatu and Herring, both have played well, and then Baines has been really good. At offensive tackle, same thing. Nolan Gorsica is actually 2nd. And again, when you're talking about a guy who's not playing as much in the Fresno and Missouri games, most of his grades boosted up by most of it coming against Wagner. But Cruz is still 14th of the 35. This one's tough. Calvin Clements is only 33rd of 35 qualified offensive tackles. Now, I do think a big part of that is it was the one bad game against Missouri, and it's a game he's going to have to get better. KU is counting on him to be a pillar at left tackle for the Jayhawks. He had a good first 2 games, but struggled against Missouri. We'll see how he bounces back from here. And then at center, this is one where it's like Bryce Foster had a bad game against Missouri too. He's 17th of 17 qualified centers. Good news for Kansas is the big picture would tell you Bryce Foster will get that figured out. On the defensive line, DJ Withers, Tommy Dunn, and Keenan Caldwell, 15th, 16th, 17th. Blake Harreld's only 35th, but he's coming off a great game against Missouri. I'm sure that's going to start a upward arrow for him because he's a good player. But that just kind of shows what we've thought. That I don't know that KU has a superstar defensive tackle, but they're going to have different guys show out each and every game. They've got a bunch of solid ones, which kind of makes sense there. Leroy Harris is 14th among 36 defensive ends, so great start for him. Dean Miller, 16th, but a little disappointing at strong defensive end right now. Alex Bray is only 27th. Justice Finkley is only 35th of 36 players. I thought he was going to have a huge season. A bit of a slow start for him there. Linebacker, Trey Lathan is 10th of 40. Bengali Kamara is 22nd of 40, and John Kamara 37th of 40. Still kind of figuring things out there, but Kamara was graded kind of mid against Missouri. It's because he just missed a bunch of tackles. I thought he deserved a higher grade than that, but overall, you have a guy playing through an injury who's still basically a middle of the pack Big 12 linebacker, and Trey Lathan's been a top quarter linebacker so far. Corner, DJ Graham 15th, Jalen Todd 16th, and then Austin Alexander 35th of 45. And then at safety, Lyric Rawls is 10th, Mason Ellis is 15th, Saeed Gibbs only 42nd, Taylor Davis only 46th of 47. So you see a couple of weak links in the secondary right now, some other players that are playing well, but you don't have that superstar. You don't have those two superstars with Kobe Bryant and Melo Dotson, and then you have some guys near the bottom. That would make sense why KU's given up some stuff in the passing game, though again, most of that derived from the one Missouri game. We'll see how that kind of equals out. And KU does have a lot of talent, just young talent in the secondary that I'm sure will get it figured out and will get better as the season goes on. All right, that'll do it for this episode of Locked On Jayhawks. You can find our show anywhere you get your podcast, including on our YouTube page where you can like and subscribe to the show. See you next time with LOJ.